What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So the Lakers finally get a good win last night against a very good team. Even though they were without Jimmy Butler from the first quarter on. It evens out because the Lakers were without LeBron James. They still got a win over a very good team, and it's about damn time, right? I'm gonna say this as a guy who roots for the Lakers due to the fact that y'all know LeBron is my favorite player. I root for the Lakers consistently. Seriously, they gonna need a blowout win at some point. It's coming very, very soon. Every single game they fighting tooth and nail with a team, even if the team is nowhere in their league as far as what we look at as overall talent wise. Even though all guys in the NBA are talented, it seems that the Lakers should be blowing out. They fighting tooth and nail to get a win, scratching and clawing every game to get a win against these guys, and it get nerve wracking watching them play. No lie, I'm sitting at the edge of my couch or you at home at the edge of your seat every single time wondering, are the Lakers going to turn the ball over this time? Are we going to see a defensive lapse? Or are the guys going to come together and deliver on both ends of the floor, right? Last night they were able to get the win, even though it was some sloppy playing all the way down to that at the end of that overtime, right? Very sloppy play, things going on that shouldn't be happening, mental lapses, defensive lapses, but they were able to escape with the win, right? I'm gonna say this for what it's worth, man. Last night was the best game that Russell Westbrook has had as an LA Laker without question. 25 points, 14 assists, 12 rebounds. Very solid stat line from Russell Westbrook. Outside of the fact that the man had eight turnovers, he's still got to figure out a way to cut them turnovers down. He's averaging like 5 or 6 turnovers a game. That's ugly. That's not pretty at all. But what was spectacular from Russell Westbrook is the fact that at the end of regulation, at the end of overtime, well, not the end of overtime, excuse me, at the end of the fourth quarter, he hit some very crucial baskets for the Lakers to cut that lead down. Because if y'all remember, the Lakers were down by like 9 points with 3 or 4 minutes left to play. And usually, I'm going to be real with y'all, the Lakers usually fold and they lose that game. Anytime they down by like 9 and 3 minutes left, they usually fold and they lose that game, but they fought, they scratched and clawed, and they got the win. Shout out to Malik Monk, y'all. That Malik Monk pickup is looking so good for the Lakers right now. They needed every single one of his big shots that he hit. And at this point, I'm not starting Kim Bazemore. Kim Bazemore got to sit down. He got to go to the bench. I got to put Malik Monk in the starting lineup for his play. The dude is reliable. He hits a whole bunch of deep threes, clutch baskets every single time that the Lakers need it. He's a guy that I think that just can catch fire. And you need him in the game at a lot of different times when you're down or when the game is getting close. You need a guy that kind of can stretch the game out with those big shots that he hit. He was delivering all across the board. In that fourth quarter, Russell Westbrook and Malik Monk accounted for 21 out of the 30 points that the Lakers scored in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? So him and Russ was doing their damn thing. Russ, again, I didn't like that last shot from Russ, but I could live with it because, okay, the game was tied up. It wasn't like they were down. Okay, you want to hit the jump shot. Let's see if you can hit the jumper to get the Lakers up out of there. Let's see if you can knock it down. He wasn't able to knock it down over PJ Tucker. I felt like, okay, I really wanted him to like put your head down, go to the rim and attack. But I guess he didn't want to, I don't know if he wanted to possibly get fouled. He may miss the free throw and then they got another chance. He got a chance to hit a 3 or win the game. That's why you wait till the time is winding down for you to go and attack the basket. But I really wanted him to attack. But nonetheless, he shot the shot and he missed, right? But let's talk about this, man. I'm watching the end of that fourth quarter. There's a lot of miscues, man. The Lakers make a lot of mistakes defensively. They're not a good defensive unit. Like, seriously. A lot of guys, they're missing assignments. Guys are wide open. At the end of the game, when I see, who was that? Was that Duncan Robinson or Tyler Hero? Tyler Hero, I believe. And he juggles the ball a little bit. And he was wide open. Wide fucking open to hit a shot, hit a 3, and tie the game up. I'm looking like, yo, the Lakers gotta. Hey, I don't know I don't know what they be thinking. They gotta relax, okay? Then we got my boy Carmelo Anthony. Y'all know I've been singing Carmelo Anthony's praises. My man get a violation trying to inbound the ball, like 5-second violation. No, bro, we can't let that type of stuff happen. We can't let that happen. Like, that's just not something that should be happening, especially coming from a veteran like Carmelo Anthony. Then the Lakers missing free throws at the end of the game. It's like, oh my God, like, come on, like, not boxing out, so on and so forth. So they got to work on a lot of things, right? Again, a win is a win. So I'll take the win. We're going to take that win for sure. But it's things that they need to work on. But overall, the Lakers bench played well. Malik Monk Wayne Ellington hit some key shots for the team. They were without a lot of guys last night, but they were able to prevail, and they were able to still prevail. I want Dwight Howard to relax a little bit. Some of them fouls were very, very fluky, but he got to relax a little bit on the defensive side because they need Dwight. They need him to box out to get rebounds because, as we saw, PJ Tucker come flying in at the end of regulation and try to basically to tie the game up and all that. Like, bro, that can't happen. That can't happen, man. Somebody got to box him out, and Dwight Howard is boxing him out all day long, man. I got to give shout out to Tyler Hero, too, though. Tyler Hero had, 27 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Bam Adebayo, 28 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Kyle Lowry had 18. They had a great effort from all the guys all across the board. PJ Tucker had 10 and 13 goddamn rebounds. PJ like 6'4", 6'5". 13 boards, man, and plays rigorously. With a lot of tenacity, he's a real big man. So, he's a certified big, and he's far from it. So I got to give credit where credit is due. Again, Jimmy Butler had 7 points, but he left after the first quarter. But I don't want to hear nothing about, they really didn't have Jimmy Butler, so it don't count because the Lakers didn't have LeBron James. But let's talk about this. I forgot. Avery Bradley had 17 points. He looking like a great signing for the Lakers after he was discarded by the Golden State Warriors. So the Lakers are very lucky to have him back on his roster as well. He can hit some very big shots just like a Malik Monk or Wayne Ellington. But I'm going to say this too. For as much criticism as everybody has been giving Russell Westbrook, deservingly so, because he's been playing sloppy, very sloppy in fourth quarters and everything. For him to hit them shots he hit in the fourth quarter to send the Lakers, to get the Lakers to OT, that was big time. I feel like he's getting more comfortable as games go on. He's getting more comfortable acclimating himself within the Lakers offense. He's learning how to play with the other guys. He still got to cut on those mental lapses and all the errors that the mental errors or, getting into the air, passing the ball, they're going to lead to a turnover every single time. That's the number one rule one of the number one rules. You don't foul a jump shooter and you don't jump in the air and make a pass. It's going to always, most of the time, it's going to lead to something bad happening, like a turnover, and then somebody scores on the opposite end in 5 or 3 seconds, right? He got to cut those lapses out. But this is the reason why you sign Russell Westbrook, right? There's going to be games where LeBron James is going to be banged up. Anthony Davis, we know he has a history of being banged up. The constant as far as availability and health is Russell Westbrook. We know even when he's a one-man show, he can be dynamic. He can turn the ball over a whole goddamn lot. But the way he drives to the basket fearlessly, the way his explosiveness is set up, his athleticism is set up, the way his heart is set up, the dog that he got in him, he's going to will you to some wins. Especially with a hurt LeBron James or when you got an Anthony Davis that may not be out on the court. He's going to be he's going to be the guy that's going to be constant for the Lakers organization as far as availability. So you need him on the roster. While I do, a lot of people feel like, hey, Buddy Hield is playing phenomenal. We should have got Buddy Hield on the squad instead of Russell Westbrook. I understand that because Buddy Hield is shooting lights out for sure. This is the thing, though. I don't think if LeBron James and Anthony Davis aren't there, and we know LeBron has had a history of being banged up as of lately, and towards the end of his career, Anthony Davis has had a history over his career being banged up. If those two are out, I don't think Buddy Hield is winning games like this for the LA Lakers. I don't. I think that Russell Westbrook can get you wins like this and against some other good teams if those individuals are banged up and they're out. I think that he can will you to some wins for sure and keep you into good seeding in the playoffs, right? Even in the playoffs, if something happens to somebody, knock on wood for sure, if something were to happen or somebody needs to be out for a game or two or something like that, you got Russell Westbrook that can kind of, even though, again, he's a turnover waiting to happen, all of that, he still is a guy that he still cannot be contained as far as going to that rim. And he puts a lot of pressure on defenses, whether it be they got to foul him or they just can't deal with him. So he's still able to make a strong impact on a game in a way that I think Buddy Hield may not be able to do. You know what I mean? So that's the signing. I still understand the Lakers choosing the best talent overall in Russell Westbrook instead of the best overall guy. What I'm saying is Buddy Hield is the better fit for this Lakers team for sure, without question. But I think Russell Westbrook it was the better individual talent. And sometimes you're going to need individual talent if the other talent around you is dinged up or nicked up or something like that. You know what I mean? So the Russell Westbrook signing, I'm still not criticizing it. But yeah, Ken Bazemore got to come off the bench, man. And DeAndre Jordan, I'm not gonna lie, DeAndre been cooked for the last 2-3 years. Okay, I mean he had some good moments recently or whatever, but I don't think DeAndre a little long in the tooth right now. He might prove me wrong, but I mean with 5 rebounds, 1 point, 11 minutes, he played only 11 minutes, but he wasn't giving you a whole lot. Dwight only played 11 minutes and he fouled out, only 3 rebounds himself, but I still think Dwight is still more of a viable option playing at center than DeAndre Jordan. I think Dwight's athleticism is still off the chain, and I think he's still able to defend at a high level for sure. But yeah, man, it's a tough, hard-fought win. The Lakers, they got to scratch and claw for every damn win. They got to get a blowout at some point. But they shot 50% from the field, shot 47% from 3, 18 to 38 from 3-point range. Shot only 62% from the free throws. 10 of 16, missed 6. They missed 6 free throws. Not really bad, but considering the fact that they didn't get to the line a whole lot, like the Miami Heat had 35 damn free throws. If you only get to the line 16 times, missing 6, those buckets count in a close game. Lakers' problem, they got a huge turnover problem, which is led by Russell Westbrook. And that's why I feel like Russ has got to calm down and settle down, right? He's getting more comfortable, but he's still got to be able to still make some good decisions. He got to increase his decision making. And I know it's hard because he's played one way his entire career, but when you're on a new fit, on a new team, and you're growing as a player, you got to figure out ways to still be able to be proficient or, play some efficient basketball. Lakers had 6 blocks, and had 50 points in the goddamn paint. That's the problem, too. That's where you need Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan to rim protect as best as possible. Right, but they won the rebound battle by 3 or whatever. But really, man, the story of this game was Russell Westbrook and Malik Monk. Malik Monk is sensational. Seriously, for a guy that was out of the league for some year, for like what was it, a year or 2 years? Was it a year and a half or something like that? He was out of the league for. I believe y'all gonna be for the substance abuse thing. To see him back playing strong like this, making a huge impact on a team that's considered a championship bound team or a team that has championship aspirations and expectations. To see him contributing like this is very, very good, man. But I really want to see how this team is going to unfold when THT, Taylor Horton-Tucker, shout out Newt from Chicago, Illinois, my brother, man. I want to see how the team is going to unfold when Taylor Horton-Tucker comes back, Kendrick Nunn comes into play, and I want to see how everything unfolds. But for last night, that was a very good win. It was a sloppy win. It was ugly. It wasn't pretty. You know what I'm saying? Especially the defensive lapse at the end of the goddamn game. Melo almost made me so mad. He made me so mad with that inbound and play. Like, come on, Melo. I've been singing your praises. Come on, bro. And Melo had 12 points and 6 rebounds last night in 38 minutes. So it wasn't the huge 27, 28 point output that we sometimes see from Carmelo after hitting all the threes and staples. But at the same time, it was still a great proficient effort from Carmelo Anthony coming off of that bench. But yeah, man, we got to see how the Lakers going to unfold going forward. But defensively, they got to get way more responsible defensively because they not playing no good defense at all. This shit looking atrocious defensively. They got to get it together because guys be wide open. They was catching breaks just because dudes was missing shots. Dudes was just missing, and juggling the ball, bobbling the ball when they about to catch it and giving them time to recover defensively, something like that. And it was just a lot of that type of stuff. And even when they weren't, even when in other times the guys were hitting shots when they weren't recovering defensively or having defensive lapses. They was knocking down shots, Tyler Hero and them, knocking down unbelievable, crazy shots, all of that, Bam Adebayo. Even in OT, when I thought the game was wrapped up, they let Miami get back into the game and almost come back. So they got to learn how to hold on to leads and not melt down. And Frank Vogel has got to preach that to this unit. But again, as wins go on, the Lakers gonna start getting more comfortable with each other and start getting more, know each other's strengths and weaknesses better, and understand. Everybody will understand their role on this team. Lakers are now 7-5. Miami Heat are now 7-4. I don't know who the Lakers play next, but I feel like they got. I don't know. Do they got a tough team coming up next? Let's see who they got coming up next, man. No, they got the Timberwolves. And then they have the Spurs. Then they got my Chicago Bulls on November 15th. Something I'm excited to watch. Because y'all know my Bulls been on goddamn fire. Fire lately. So I'm interested to see how they going to play against the Bulls. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.